Howdy, Bud John, Cooper, Texas. Today is April the 12th, 2018. This is the fifth kind of accountability network. I want to get this up and going by before Christmas, going well before then. This one is what I call a mastermind group. In the secular world, the business world, it's pretty common. It's pretty uncommon in most church people, which is sad all by itself. Necessarily important. This typically it would be like for professional business people that want to move forward, like sales professionals or business owners or folks like that that need each other, or writers or creatives that need each other to kind of bounce off and hold each other accountable. I've already mentioned the other kinds, so I'm going to so briefly right now. The Life's Healing Choices, which is like the Christian version, which is that book by John Baker, which is the basics of sober recovery. It's a Christian biblical perspective of 12 steps. And that's fine for those kinds of get over and get through and get the biblical Christian Jesus view of transforming the life on the inside. Beautiful. There's first 5 steps. The second one that I mentioned, won't necessarily roll these out in this order, but this happened to be in my notes today. And that is 5 steps, and that is using the first 5 and 12 steps. That is admitting you're powerless over X, whatever that X issue is in your life. Come to lead the power greater yourselves could restore you to serenity or sobriety or security or solvency. And then 3, will life, made a situation will life for the care of God. So understood God, so it's a serenity turning over, and then here's more inventory of the positive and negative, and then 5, sharing that with others, with admit to God yourselves, know Him being the exact nature of our wrongs. They're sharing that. So once you get over 5, then 6 and others are downhill. You can do 11 at any time, which is continue through prayer, supplication, continue through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God, praying over the knowledge of His will and the power to carry it out. So 11, unique prayer. You have a spiritual prayer life. But I'm not trying to attract or appeal to non-Christians or secular folks. This is clearly a Christian. So if you 12 step with a Christian emphasis, spin, whatever. That is that one. And then I have a junior size men. This book, Men in My Small Group, basically. The other one is habits. And I called it hardcore habits, hardcore accountability. I might call it our hardcore accountability. I don't know, something like that. And then this one is mastermind. So mastermind. So hardcore accountability is about habits. You change your habits. You deal with your relationship and all those issues. But this is like moving forward in a career way, in my career way. And I don't know today, men or women, on first name basis, personally or well, consistently, they're doing what I want to do in terms of online ministry. I know of them. I know where I can find them. There's a thing called Visual Story Network, and a thing called Experts Secrets. I can find them when I'm ready and say, here's where I am. I'll probably join a mastermind group. I might start my own later, but I need to. I can talk the techie talk, the expert talk, in other words, Amazon, Facebook analytics, AdWords, marketing funnel, the geeky stuff related to finding and serving people online. There's nobody that I know gives a ding dong about that. That I'm consistently playing with today. And you can find them, they can find me, we help each other. That'd be beautiful. Well, that's a kind of accountability. There's no sense in me trying to talk to people I know they're accountants, or they're housewives, or they're nurses, or they're school teachers, or they're whatever, computer programmers. They don't know or care about that. they need to get habits of, they need to change their habits in general, but it's one, or they need to, I said, so pray for me to do this. And the other thing is, I said before, I'll say again, that I see my life as an ongoing experiment, an adventure, a learning lab. And so I'm going to do this because I need it to move the needle and get things moving in my little world. But I also want to gain insight, understanding, perspectives, principles. And also, there's lots and lots of things online about how to set up and grow the mastermind group. So I'll be using those. But I also want to people that I want to create templates and checklists and to help others to do the same in their field. Whatever it is, to run a marathon, to write a book, to learn foreign language, mastermind groups, to grow in a very specific area. I remain amazed that I have not been invited to join somebody else's mastermind group. As zealous, as open, as committed, as tech savvy, as creative and innovative, as outspoken as I've been in churches for years, nobody's invited me to be their accountability partner or their mastermind. And that, to me, says that the churchy people are stuck, really stuck. And they're really self-reliant, self-sufficient, proud, vain, and denial. They're not making meaningful, significant, ongoing, major changes in their life. They're not. Because mastermind is just like accountability, just like journaling, just like prayer meditation. These are the tools that are being used in the secular world. Oh, the secular world! Oh, they don't say Jesus. They don't quote the scriptures. Oh no! Oh, we can't have that devil. That's a devil. Oh, rot. I can cuss like a sailor, but I just use the word rot these days instead of cussing. The S word and the F word and the D word and the S word. Christians are not known as being loving, kind. They're known as self-righteous and stuck up, and they're not known as being leaders or influencers, salt the earth, or light the world. And everybody else is moving ahead and doing these things, and we ain't, unless we do it from some other perspective. So part of my work, my ministry, my calling, my wiring is to create hybrids. So I bring in these things like mastermind, or like accountability, or like habits, or like 12-step in the Christian world. And with any hybrids, there's going to be a few that do well and many that do poorly. Well, make a mistake, fail, keep going. I think that last thought is that the church has been stuck for decades under the fear of failure. I know fear of failure is one of my fears. And shame and what people say. And we got to get home. Right. Well, I haven't done it yet. Okay, Susan, Sally, Bob, Ben. Oh, I've never done it. Bob and Corey, sure. But this has been valid and useful for me to get off my chest, to articulate, to think it through, put it online, to make it available. And I have faith that someday some persons are going to want to view this video. There's some value in watching my hands and my face and blah, blah. But there's value in just hearing my voice on a podcast or just audio. And so what am I processing? I typically, before process, using writing, and I'm going to process using videos. And I'm going to archive this so that in 6 months, in a year, in 2, 3, 6 years, or whatever, that this will be archived, and people go, oh, that's where he was in April of 2018, and here we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 10 years later, and here's what become of that. And some of it did well, some did poorly, but oh well, he tried, he stumbled and fumbled and adjusted and re-engineered and reformatted and pruned, and oh well, that's how he did this. Now we're reaping the benefits of John taking the initiative and facing his fears and taking some risks and inviting a lot of prayer, so that we can. Oh, this is this is what they call beta versions. Version 1.0 and 2.0 and 3.0. Well, beta version is called 0.1. So it's not even beta versions, right? It's like I'm going to need to do some beta versions of these 5 to work out the kinks before I even listen to the public. Version 1.0. So this is like pre-beta. And these are necessary and essential stepping stones, building blocks, pillars. Accountability is a pillar that is tragically absent in the typical local church. Again, I've only been at this 40 years. All the gals are used to it. It's all being large churches have denominations. So it's not like it's going on and I don't know about it, I haven't heard about it, or I haven't seen it, or been invited into it, then I'm sorry. The devil has hidden my eyes from it, but nobody I know has been around the functional senses. And therefore we have been stuck. And we have been last Romans 12:1 and 2, Lord 30 verses, says, now beseech you therefore, brothers, by the mercies of God, every body living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto God, which is reasonable service. Be not conformed to the ways of this world, be transformed by the renewing of your mind, which may prove what's a good, perfect, simple will of God. So what that says is that we're not done serious, major, deep devotion to God. We have it on a consistent basis. And we therefore we don't have our minds renewed. So therefore, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So the world has brainwashed us to thinking like the world. Keep with the Joneses, to be involved in all of the celebrity gossip and all the news and commentary and the latest greatest fads and designer jeans and all the gunk that will pass away. We're not thinking about eternity. We're not thinking about evangelism with any. All those things that are biblical and spiritual. Again, we find in church history, which we're ignorant about. That's we're comparing ourselves with ourselves, or compare ourselves with the Bible, or comparing ourselves with those that have gone before us centuries and decades ago. We're comparing ourselves to others that they're just as mediocre and just as sucked into this worldly called squirrel cage. So we got to get out, and this is how you get out through accountability and changing habits. And otherwise, we just stay here forever. It gets worse and worse. It don't get better on its own. It cannot get better on its own. I mean, I know this, and so you either you move forward or you're drifting backward. It takes effort to move forward. This is what it takes. If you got a better idea, darling, you just go and tell me. And somewhere and somehow it's going to involve habits. And although you can write and talk about habits, you choose a few habits on your own, but major ones they're going to transform your life and your relationships and your finances, your health. You're going to have some kind of accountability, some kind of group, some kind of a partner. That's just the way it's wired. I didn't wire it. If I could, I would make it all independent, alone, solo. I don't like this. I dislike this. And so I'm committing my comfort zone with this. I tried solo for some years. And that's a place to remain. That's true. So Pray for me in Jesus' name.